Bungie announced some of their champion mods last week, and that gives us a really good idea about what weapons are going to be good in Season 16 when the Witch Queen drops. Well, today I'm going to have a look at some of the best exotic weapons to get to match these champion mods, and also how to get them so you can be prepared for the Witch Queen coming in February 2022. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content, and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. And roughly 98% of viewers who watch This Week in Video Games aren't subscribed, so subscribe today and never miss an update. Well, next season, Season 16, and for the Witch Queen, we've got a few changes coming to the champion mods, with scout rifles, bows and submachine guns coming into focus, and we're likely to have more to go along with that, so expect another update in the future. Well, today I've picked out 10 exotic weapons that are going to be very good next season, with those champion mods in mind, plus some generally strong exotic weapons right now. But let me know in the comments what exotic weapons you're going to be using in the Witch Queen, and also which ones you're still hunting down. Well, without further delay, let's dive into the list. Well, first up we've got Polaris Lance. This one is an exotic energy scout rifle and it deals solar damage. So looking at the perks, we've got the perfect fifth, so precision hits return ammo to the mag, and landing 4 precision hits loads a delayed solar explosive round for your next shot. It also comes with Zen moments, so causing damage with the weapon increases the stability. Well, next season we've got anti-barrier scout mods, so this is going to be very, very useful for Nightfalls and other endgame PvE content. You can get this one from the exotic kiosk in the tower. That's next to your vault and it's called the Monument to Lost Lights. Well, next up we've got a real fun one. This is the HUCKLEBERRY. This is an exotic kinetic submachine gun. So looking at the perks here, we've got Ride the Bull, so increased rate of fire and recoil when you're holding down the trigger, and kills with the weapon reload the portion of the magazine. And we've also got Rampage too, so kills grant increased damage, and that stacks up to 3 times. So submachine guns are going to get some love in the Witch Queen, and the HUCKLEBERRY has to be one of the most fun submachine guns out there. You can get this one from Zur when he's selling it, or you could do Nightfalls or find exotic engrams. Plus, you can also buy the exotic engram from Zur, and that has exotic drop protection, so if you don't have it, the drop from that exotic engram is going to favour something you haven't got. Well, next up, we've got WITHERHOARD. This one is a kinetic grenade launcher, so this one comes with Primeval's Torment, so projectiles fired with this weapon lightly target or nearby area on impact, and it also comes with Break the Bank, so blighted targets take more damage over time, and blight the nearby area on death. This one is a 90 RPM grenade launcher. It holds 6 shots, but you can only shoot 1 at a time, so it's got an impact of 60, 67 for stability, 53 for handling, and this one is a pretty unique gun, so rather than shooting bullets or regular grenades, this shoots out blights that damage over time and can be used in one of 2 ways. So you can either shoot directly at the target for maximum damage, or you can shoot next to the enemy to cause partial damage, or essentially create a trap that sits on the floor and it damages your enemy over time. You can get this one from the Monuments to Lost Light, the exotic kiosk in the tower. Next up we've got RISKRUNNER. This is an energy submachine gun, so this one is really, really good if you're going up against tanky enemies, offering up arc damage, and the intrinsic perk on RISKRUNNER is Arc Conductor. So when taking arc damage, the weapon becomes more powerful and resists incoming arc damage, and kills extend the time in this overcharged state. It also has a perk called Superconductor, where the Arc Conductor is active, shots fired have the chance to become chain lightning and return ammo to the magazine. So RISKRUNNER is one of the most underrated exotic weapons, and it's a really, really fun one too, especially if you like arc builds. So you can get this weapon from the New Light quest. This is available for free-to-play players, and you don't need any DLC to access this one. Next up we've got TICUU'S Divination. So this one is an exotic energy combat bow. It's got some very, very interesting perks. So Sacred Flame, so hip firing the weapon fires multiple tracking projectiles, and targets marked by these projectiles explode on death, or when struck by another Sacred Flame's explosion. Then we've got Causality Arrows, so arrows fired while aiming down sights cause Sacred Flame to instantly detonate, and precision hits with perfectly drawn arrows increase the power of the detonation. So as well as the main perk, it also comes with Tactile String, and that slightly increases stability, and also Straight Fletching, and that increases the accuracy. So this one was the seasonal exotic for Season of the Chosen, but you can pick it up from the Monument to Lost Light, the exotic kiosk in the tower. Well, next up we got one of my favourites. It's Dead Man's Tale. This one is an exotic kinetic scout rifle, And checking out the perks here, we've got Cranial Spike. So chaining precision hits grants bonus damage and quickens reload speed. So this is another exotic weapon that has random rolls. So good PvE rolls include Vorpal Weapon and Outlaw, whereas for PvP, Snapshot Sights and Moving Target would be really good. So this scout rifle is one of the best feeling in the game, and I can't tell you how good it feels and also how good it sounds. Well, you can get this one from the Presage mission, and that is on the Tangled Shore, but that is going away in the Witch Queen. After that, you should be able to get it from the exotic kiosk in the tower. Well, next up, we've got another bow. This is a really, really good one. This is Trinity Ghoul. So Trinity Ghoul was originally introduced during Forsaken back in Season 4 of Destiny 2. The idea was really good, but given it was a bow, it never really felt powerful in your hands up until a few seasons ago. So looking at the perks on this combat bow, we've got Split Electron. Fires an arrow that splits when released and aiming down sights and fully drawing the bow. Both decreases the spread. Then you've got the important one, it's Lightning Rod, so precision kills grant the next shot chain lightning capabilities. Well, to get the Trinity Ghoul, it's a random world drop exotic, so you can find it out there in the wild. You can grind Nightfalls, and also make sure you check out Zur each Friday to see if he's selling it or not. At the time of making the guide, you do need the Forsaken expansion to get this bow. There is also a catalyst as well, and you can get that catalyst from completing stripes, and it drops at random. So the catalyst on this weapon really makes a difference. I definitely recommend getting the catalyst if you're interested in getting Trinity Ghoul. Well, next up we have Vex MYTHOCLAST. This one is a fusion rifle in the energy slot. This one comes with the perks Timeless MYTHOCLAST, so the weapon fires full auto when it's in default firing mode. And you've got Temporal Unlimiter, so defeating targets builds stacks of overcharge. Then you can swap firing modes when fully overcharged. So that's really powerful, and in the alternate firing mode, hold the trigger to charge it up and fire more powerful linear fusion rifle shots. So the Vex MYTHOCLAST is unique among fusion rifles. Instead of charging up a rapid burst of bolts, the Vex MYTHOCLAST fires in full auto. It's also capable of switching between its auto rifle mode and linear fusion rifle mode, so this one is an absolutely fantastic and devastating all-purpose exotic weapon. And this one has got me through many a GM Nightfall. Definitely recommend getting hold of it if you can. So to get this one is a random drop from the Athean encounter. That is the final encounter in the Vault of Glass raid. So take down Athean at the end of the raid, and there's approximately a 5% chance of getting the weapon to drop. Personally, it took me 29 completions of the Vault of Glass raid, but hopefully it will be much quicker for you. And also, you don't need to run the whole raid as well. It's only tied to the final boss encounter. So what you can do is just run the Athean encounter over and over again, and good luck in getting the Vex MYTHOCLAST. Well, next up we got the ARBALEST. This one is a linear fusion rifle. This one is going to be essential for Nightfalls next season. So ARBALEST is an exotic kinetic linear fusion rifle. And checking out the perks, we've got Compounding Force. So it fires slugs that cause massive damage to elemental shields of enemy combatants. And also it's got Disruption Break. So breaking an enemy's shields with a weapon makes them more vulnerable to kinetic damage for a brief period. So also intrinsically this has anti-barrier on it. And this is why it's going to be important for Nightfalls next season. So these days you can get ARBALEST from random exotic engrams out there in the wild. That includes Nightfalls, especially higher tier Nightfalls like Master and Grandmaster. And you can also buy this one from Zur when he's selling it. And also remember to get that exotic engram from Zur, and that has exotic drop protection, so it's going to give you things that you haven't got. So if you haven't got ARBALEST, I would try buying the exotic engram from Zur. And finally, we've got my number one exotic weapon to go into the Witch Queen, and that is Sleeper Simulant. So this one is an exotic power linear fusion rifle, and looking at the perks, we've got Dorna Roshin. The weapon's laser over-penetrates enemies and refracts off hard surfaces, and moving target. So increase the movement speed and target acquisition when moving and while aiming down sights. So this one is a fantastic weapon for DPS, and given that buff to linear fusion rifles, it's still going to be really good next season, even though we're not going to have access to particle deconstruction. Still definitely recommend Sleeper Simulant. That's going to help you burn through bosses all throughout the Witch Queen. And you can get this one from the Monument to Lost Light exotic kiosk, and that can be found in the tower next to your vault. Well, let me know in the comments what exotic weapons you're going to be using in the Witch Queen, and also let me know which ones you are hunting down. Well, that is it for this guide for the best exotic weapons to get for the Witch Queen in Destiny 2, and as always, thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Well, thanks again. I'll see you soon.